Hey, hello, and welcome to a special edition of Shri and Kira Live, where I'm joining Shri today, and so grateful to be here. Hello and namaste. Hi, Shri. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Hey, Jess, it's good to have you here and everybody out there. Welcome. Welcome to your divine appointment. We're delighted to be with you live right now.
It is. It's an incredible moment to be here on what is a very powerful weekend. It is the Lion's Gate tomorrow. We're already feeling this energy. I'm confident you all out there are having your experiences right now. And, it is incredible. It's been this whole week of August leading up till now has been very much a building energy. And as you're all aware, we are not joined by Master Lady Kira Ra here in person today. However, she is very much here holding presence. Is that right, Shri?
Absolutely. My beloved Kira Ra is in meditation. And for those of you that are wondering, Kira has been called every day to keep going deeper, to keep being in the embrace of the universe. And I believe that what's transpiring for her is an up level of the next phase of her mission of service here on planet Earth. And so we are delighted to support her to be in meditation as she prepares for the 8-8 Lions Gate event that will be held tomorrow. So, hey, this is the first of another event. Consider this your warm up because tomorrow evening we are going to be live with you for the Cosmic Portal opening. Take a look at this graphic. Hey, just be with that for a minute because the 8-8 Lions Gate is really about the up level of humanity beyond what has ever transpired before. It's always been an auspicious date. However, this year in 2022, what we're really seeing is the dragon has been released, humanity is being activated, and the opportunity for each of us to embrace a significant step forward is upon us now.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you know, this beautiful graphic is showing, it is like you're sharing the dragon is coming forward, and we don't even know yet what's going to be revealed tomorrow night. And Master Lady Kira Ra is really in the energy and flow of that already. And I know it's going to be massive. So if you have been with us before on Monday Magic, this is a little different, a lot different. And
Yeah.
we're going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you mark your calendar. We will be streaming at Official Shri and Kira. However, register because you get in that Zoom room. We are offering this open and available to everybody to watch everywhere, but being in that Zoom room is a lot of fun, and you get the recording after, and you get to have
Yes.
Q&A and interaction there.
It is important to register because it gives you an opportunity to express your intention to be part of it. It's one thing to be a silent witnesser, to watch life go by. It's another thing to engage. And to engage is to say, my energy, my soul, my consciousness is participating. And so by registering, you are engaging. And of course, there is the blessing of being with the community, the chat. And I'm not sure if there's going to be a handout or not. We'll know that when we get there. But if you register, you get the PDF as well. So it's worth your commitment.
It is. And for me, I know I am so excited about being there. And there's a lot of, the energy of hope, trust, everything in this moment where we have this ability to have a reset for humanity. That beyond everything else that's been going on right now, I know we all need that moment to say, oh my gosh, we get a reset. We get a
Yes.
moment where where we can launch off from in this launch pad. So I know it's going to be a really incredible journey for all of us.
Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
Indeed. And speaking of incredible journeys, we are in the first week of August 2022. And August is itself a profound energy. And most of you listening may know this, but for those of you that don't, the Shri and Kira app offers not only daily inspirations and a library of recordings and practices and connection, but each and every month the members of the app join together for a deep conversation, for a deep ceremony, for the opportunity to express prayers, to express celebrations, and to receive unique teachings. And this month, that gathering was yesterday. And yesterday, it was indeed a powerful gathering. So for those of you that are going, interesting, go check out the app, join, become a member, because this is the nourishment that supports us to walk through the illusion. Don't forget that everything in the outer world is conspiring for you to lock in and accept the polarities. You know, if we just unconsciously accept all the polarities, we become either a victim or a perpetrator to other beings. It's impossible to escape it. But when we're able to look through the polarities and see the fabric and the beauty of the universe, we then become a healer. We become a radiant energy. And so the mission of the Shri and Kira app is that you can keep supporting yourself to be in that energy of oneness, to be on your path of conscious awakening. Now, the reason I'm sharing this, other than an invitation, go check it out, is that yesterday Kira Ross shared with the members, the mastery members of the app, about the August energy. So I clipped a little bit of that recording to share with you all today, because she is indeed the master of the ascended numerology and the energies of that are before us. And I thought how appropriate to share that widely right now. So you ready, Jess? Shall we take a look?
I'm ready. Yes, let's do this.
All right, let me load up this recording. And where did it go? Oh my goodness. Hang on a second, it's not showing up on my Zoom. So I'm going to go back here and take a peek at my computer.
Let me do
And
that. And
okay, yeah, I know my error. It wasn't properly loaded. So let me load it up. And
alrighty.
here we go. All right. Thanks for your patience. Let me share that with everybody. Wow. Zoom. Oh yeah, here we go. I found it. It's very interesting to me
All
what
right.
happens sometimes. Let's take a breath and be together as we seek a deeper understanding of the energies that are supporting our experience in August. Here we go.
In this moment, as it says right at the top here, this moment is the journey. And it's the master's journey, because we have not ever made it this far before. We are now at that moment, the moment of the one you are. I want you to just really take a moment, breathe that in, and just be gazing at the artwork, you know, the one you are, eyes closed, the one you are, prepared for and ready to live. The one you are is already prepared and ready. This is the moment. This is the active principle of choice, which is why the 4 is so powerful, because it's the active moment of choice that calls forward the greatest harmony and the greatest balance. And that's why this Lion's Gate is even more profound. This Lion's Gate, I want you to notice for a moment, I'm going to bring you to, go to the 1017. Bring your eyes between that 10 and 17, and you see that beautiful violet emanation. That's you. And if you relax your eyes even more, you should be able to see that beautiful crystalline eternal pillar of light, right? That dissolution, that the Shitalinga, right? The eternal flame, that eternal creation. But coming through that is that beautiful violet experience of your multidimensional presence that then brings in the portal, which creates the I. And that energy right now is getting ready. If you look at today, the 6th, we're already, and remember, this is more like a sphere, right? You're looking at a sphere. So we're already outside of all that would stop us in this beautiful moment of creation, gathering forward all of the new codes that will first enter into our, I'm going to call it stratosphere experience. It's that kind of whiter outer edge there. fully on 8/8. What starts coming in the latter days of the 7th, or the latter evening of the 7th, I should say, is the amplification energy, but all the new codes that carry all of the alchemies. If you relax your eyes even more, go up to the words Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, and you see behind there all of the alchemies, all of the geometries, all of the new energies, that which can be immediately, and I mean immediately, brought forward, and brought forward in a way that creates, through its presence, through its mere being, it creates that which is the consciousness manifested into form. So I want you to just breathe that in, because I know that can be a lot. and as I'm sharing that with you, I want to again invite you to be, really be. Breathe again. Feel the prayers, feel the energy of the choice. Go beyond the mind. And as you're doing that, I want to share the numerology, because the other piece of the choice, remember, this is that conscious choice, right? The choice made in that conscious awareness. When you gaze at the body, when you look at your beautiful body of form this month, just have mercy on yourself. You're number one, look at that bullseye on the first chakra. The double fours on the chakra of we begin and end there. So this is a month where you might, whatever you come in with, your first chakra is going to get the energy. You're going to be able to transform it. In other words, remember that the first chakra of the body in its ascended experience is about beingness. In the wholeness of unified field, your first chakra is all about your beingness, and it's the 4, which is about the perfect balance of beingness, which is the energy of peace. It all begins with peace. I want you to really breathe that in, because just as your root chakra all begins with peace, so does every single frequency. And in order to attain peace, it must feel safe. The first chakra of this body of form, own this month the one mantra: I deserve because I was born. I want you to just repeat that after me at home. I deserve, write it down. I deserve because I was born. You don't need to pass a test. You don't need anybody else's approval. If you are able to walk forward, look in the mirror, and know that with every ounce of your beingness, it is steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust with the blessing of sincerity, love, and this presence, then all your miracles are manifesting right now. Look at the way that the manifest energy is also a double point. Look at the lotus energy that is directly tied to the peace, and then look at how the 6 plays such a huge role. All of the 6, which is the energy of this entire year, right? It's that 6 plus the infinite. All of that has brought the infinite up in through the manifest creation, making it all possible. But here's the key, the secret, if you want it for this month: it's your truth. It's your truth. And what you've got to love is that on the 8th, the Lion's Gate roars with truth. And then in the same week, that full bounty moon, which is like, the bounty, it's all there, the bounty of the universe. It's just floodgate, floodgate, floodgate. Well, on August 11, that amplifies the truth. And then as we move into that awesome Mercury retrograde, which returns and restores and makes sure that it's rebalanced. Return, restore, rebalance, we're already in it, right? That is the 10, it's manifested. And then the 22nd is the 8, it's manifested with the lotus chakra ignition, which brings us back where we began, only we are amplified in our peace. So I just want you to breathe that in. I just really want you to breathe that in.
So as we breathe that in together, do you feel it? Hey, Jess, you got to turn on your mic.
I am feeling it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So, beloved community, I trust that you felt the energy along with the information that Master Lady Kira shared, because we are at a profound time of awakening for humanity. And the evolution is not publicized, it is not televised, it is felt and experienced through you as you participate in the world. And it begins with trust, and it moves forward as we lean into our commitment to evolve and to be who we really are. And then we're called to trust even more. And then our consciousness begins to notice beyond what we saw before.
Thank you. And I was looking just a bit at comments that were flooding in while we were sharing, and just the reminder that hey, today we're going to take your comments and questions, so be popping them in the chat if you have questions for Shri or myself, and anything that you have that's alive in you about what we're sharing, or what's going on in the world, or how you're doing. Put it in the chat. Sue is in there. She's grabbing those comments and sending them over to me, and we see all of you and all of your love. Thank you for being here, and thank you so much for sharing, Shri. This is like you were sharing and just revisiting what Master Lady Kira Ra brought forward yesterday with this August energy. It is so alive in me that it's the truth revealed moment, that we're really in that moment where there's no more hiding. There's no more hiding. And that's exciting, and can also be a little scary, I think, too, for some of us. It's to really be seen. Are we really ready to be seen? And it is that choice moment. Are you ready to step out and really be that which you are, and in that safety of I deserve because I was born, right? This is just a very exciting moment, but I can also feel that it can be fearful for people.
Well, it's important to recognize that fear arises from an aspect of our identity that has not yet felt the sunshine of our truth. It's just interesting. Every time we feel a wave of fear or hesitancy, it's really a moment of, are you sure? Are you ready? And in the are you sure and are you ready, it's if not now, why not? When? When are you going to step forward and be who you really are? When are you going to articulate, at least to yourself, let alone others, what you know is true? There's no time. This isn't a time to hide any longer. This is a time of radiance. And sure, we're all evolving, and sure, we are all lifting. And so the key is get on board and do it. Just take the risk and discover for yourself that the anticipation is blown out of proportion. That it's really not that scary to be who you really are. It's just fresh and new.
Yeah. And once you're there, you go, why did it take me so long to do that?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we have more to share too today, because it's exciting. We have pyramid happening. We have a lot of action going on. We have this incredible project where consciousness is rising, and I just bow before you, Shri, and everything that's being birthed through you and Kira right now in this project. And it feels like very much something you've been working towards in so many ways, probably for 20 or more years you've been on this path, I think. So tell us what's new, what's alive, what's happening with our pyramid of peace.
Absolutely. Before I do, I just want to honor the photo behind me, because I have for my green screen here. I took a walk yesterday, and these are weeds. These are flowers spontaneously growing on the hillside. And what really captured my attention, which is why I chose to bring it forward and to share with you, is, of course, the green is so healing. Mother Nature provides us with so much of the green energy. But these golden flowers interspersed with the purple is kind of like a reminder that everything is golden. Everything is supporting us. I invite you to breathe in the gift that Gaia offers, and then make that decision to step forward. Because your truth is the gateway to your ascended understanding. Just consider for a moment how these chakras work. The fourth chakra is the foundation. And every great faith practice on the planet says, get to the heart. Okay, we get that. As we relax into our ascended heart, the next place is to be able to know our truth, align with our truth, and connect with our guidance. And then the expansion becomes the infinite ride of joy. And so, heart, truth, expansion. Let's do this. Now that also brings me to the pyramid, because, as you shared, we have been working with these pyramids and the Egyptian healing rods, which are built inside of the pyramids, for 20 years. And I never anticipated actually being in the role of manifesting a giant pyramid on the planet. Yet now that this has unfolded and the innovations have come forward, it seems so natural. It just seems like, of course this must happen. So I did capture a few little photos. I have a slideshow I'll show you here in a moment. But before I do, I just want to point out that part of the purpose for this is to really support humanity to be in the truth of humanity, not the truth of a fear-based ego. Now, all of these numbers and qualities that are on this chart, I've shown this before, and perhaps we'll go just a little further today. It's important to recognize that humanity has multiple levels. And if you look at these emotions and qualities on the right side, beginning down at the bottom, shame, guilt, apathy, grief, and fear, those vibrate at a very low level. Now, we've all experienced them. There's no judgment here, but the key is, how much do they govern your life? Because this red line here, right at 200, is the dividing point between the understanding and the knowing of what affirms life and what impairs life, what lifts life and what pulls it down. And what we know to be true is all of these qualities, the shame, the guilt, the apathy, the grief, then moving into desire and anger and pride, those are all ego-based states that are life-defeating. And yet nearly half of our planet, half of the people on the planet, haven't found their way through this thermocline at what David Hawkins refers to as 200, into courage, trust, optimism, and forgiveness. So this is a little chart of consciousness, of how it grows. Now, on the left side is the work of self-ascension. And we refer to density consciousness as that ego state that we're all born into. It's just, the baby sucking its thumb, the baby touching its body. Everything is me, me, me. That's the classic ego state. And it's necessary. The ego is a gift because it provides us with the foundational awareness through which we evolve. And so we move into a zone that we call spiritual activism, which is when we begin to have trust, optimism, and key thing here, forgiveness. We have acknowledged that there are other beings and that we can help other beings and that we can participate with other beings, that our choices and our activities actually support life. So above the 200 line, we have the opportunity to participate in creation, to be a conscious co-creator. Whereas below that 200, it's a forgive them, they know not what they do. A being who is anchored below 200 simply doesn't know the difference between what is wholesome and what is defeating. And for many years, I struggled with, why is it that people kill other people? Why is it that they rob and molest and hurt other beings? And it finally came into recognition with the levels of consciousness as a template for understanding that a being operating at that level of consciousness simply doesn't know the difference, that everything in their world is an object for their personal gain. It's a state of consciousness, nothing more. It's very closely tied to the lower brainstem, to the fight or flight mechanism and responses. Now, what's important to recognize on our journey as conscious co-creators is that those feelings, those qualities, the shame, the guilt, the pride, the desire, those are natural because they come with the ego. The key is, as we grow, we begin to move into optimism and courage, and we eventually come to a place of understanding. Boy, that's liberating. When we can begin to look and understand that people are doing the best they know how, given their state of consciousness, and that we're all in this together evolving, then how can I assist? How does my life actually contribute to the tapestry? And if I'm holding love and optimism, if I'm holding and doing my part in whatever little arena of interaction, whether it's supporting the children or helping care for the earth or whatever your heart calls, we move out of the judgmentalism of activism and into the passion of service and contributing. That's the contribution we give to the world. So the reason I bring this up is, let me come back to here for a second, is that the pyramid is vibrating, and this pyramid is vibrating. I want to be very clear on this, that there are many pyramids on the planet that are not carrying the ascension frequency. But if you look up here at 600, ascension consciousness, awakening, the energy of a master or a saint. Imagine if you lived in a town where there was a master visible and available, radiating at 600 or higher. Would that not be a blessing? To be in the energy of that mastery frequency. Well, that's what this pyramid is. It is a mastery energy radiating the energy of peace, which is at 600 on David Hawkins' scale. So the energy of peace, from using that model, is the energy of non-judgment. Notice that on the scale, peace comes after love and joy. So you know you're really close when you start feeling the love, when you start feeling the gratitude, when you start feeling the joy of being alive in consciousness, you are then supporting the unconditional peace, the non-judgment that allows evolution to happen and to resolve. And consider for a moment every being as a spark of the oneness. Every being as a sacred soul has within them the spiritual DNA to be the radiant contributor. We just need to make space for it. We need to love people into remembering who they are and allow these flowers to bloom, these people to bloom. This is why the pyramid of peace is so important.
You know, it really makes me excited. So, you know, as you're sharing, a few things pop into my head. So, as we're raising our consciousness, so a pyramid of peace radiating at the 600 means that anybody experiencing that vibration, whether they don't have to really even be aware, but this is going to be supporting their own consciousness to up level or to open or be more available, right?
Absolutely. It's like a music that's playing. So there's only one natural response. When we dance with the tune. And if the music is one of harmony and peace, then either we will align with that and stuff starts to happen, or we'll blot it out and stay kind of in our little world. Because that's your choice. Aren't we all doing that anyway? We're either tuned in to divine guidance and our own divinity, or we're kind of fixated on activities. However, the power of this pyramid is such that it's going to be a little difficult to ignore. It's singing a song that is universally supportive, that activates your spiritual DNA and will quicken or accelerate the awakening.
Yeah. And when we have more of them, this being the first, that mother pyramid, is that in a way, so they'll all be linked together or all be speaking together so that they amplify around the planet, this frequency?
The vision that Kira and I are holding is that the initial process is to place 12 pyramids around the world, one on every continent. And I think, what are there, 7 continents? And then there's a couple of the bigger continents that are going to have a couple of them. Now, where exactly they get placed will in part be determined by the energy lines of the earth and those who are contributing. Because you can place a pyramid anywhere and have great benefit. And when it's strategically located on certain grid lines, the energy offers an expanded benefit. Which is why, I think many of you have been to Stonehenge or the Giza Plateau, and those two sites are connected by a grid line. And it's something that is theoretical or intellectual until you actually visit it. And then you begin to feel that connection. And it does bring up a question of the ancestors that did ceremony at these sites were participating in an energy that was radiating thousands of miles away. And therein is a blessing that these pyramids will radiate into the earth and around. And then we are planning, or not planning, we are making smaller pyramids that are affordable and available for people to put in their homes. These pyramids will carry the energetic signature of the mother pyramid. And they will also radiate 600. However, because they're smaller, the field of influence is a few hundred feet, enough to really make your home a happier place. And so imagine that with each master pyramid, creating the baby pyramids that people can take home, what's happening is we're creating this incredible network of masterful awakened energy. And of course, it begins by those who are called, those who go, I see it, I get it, I feel it. Then take action, participate, join us in this. And once these are existing and out there, other people will suddenly go, oh, I see it, I feel it, I want to participate. And this is how we have the cascading awakening. We are part of a co-creative wave of upliftment. And this is one of the manifestations of that. And it's fabulous. And you could participate. Help us build more of these. Become a pyramid partner. If you head to sriandkira.com, you'll find it on the homepage where you can not only learn more about the pyramid, you can offer a love donation so that we can get rolling faster. Because yes, it does take physical resources to build these. And the vision that we're holding is a $3 million project. Now, from one perspective, 3 million is, oh, well, that's a lot of money. From another perspective, it's nothing. There are more crypto millionaires and billionaires out there that if you know one of them, show them the movie and help them help the world, because this project is truly affordable when we look at it from a global standpoint. And the impact is so precious, so meaningful, and so authentic. It's time for all of us to choose where are we going to invest our energy. And the energy could be money, the energy could be love, the energy could be simply getting the word out. All of it counts. Nothing is higher or lower. Everything is either expanding or contracting. Because the place of non-participation is only valid for a few breaths, and then it becomes collapse. And I offer you this teaching from experience, that many people feel that they're on a plateau, or I can sit on the couch, I can meditate, I can do whatever. actually what you're doing is you are sustaining a non-engagement that is not fully supporting the expansion. Now, it's not hurting either. I don't want to offer a sense of this is not a judgment. This is an observation of how do we choose to use our energy? Because yes, if we're triggered, if we're in the shame, guilt, fear cycle, we're in a spiral that we must step out of at some point. And when we're in a neutral place of meditating on world peace and meditating on love, that's positive. What you're doing is integrating and anchoring a frequency. However, when we are actively engaging through thoughts, words, and deeds, our energy is supporting the creation. How you actively engage thoughts, words, and deeds, that's your choice. There are many ways. So what we're doing here at Tosa Blue Mountain is we're building a pyramid, and it's big and it's fabulous. I got a couple of photos. I'll give you an update.
Yeah.
So I've stacked these photos into a little movie slideshow kind of thing. So here we go. I'll offer you some commentary and here's the sharing. So before I click play, I just want to point out this is actually what it looks like. This pyramid is manufactured from ancient construction materials, bamboo and bahareke. And the bahareke is like a precursor to adobe. It is mud applied to the walls with some structural components, which is mostly either small bamboo or cane or fibers. All right, let me click play here and let's revisit why we're doing this. So as you can see, the pyramid has windows. There's a capstone of glass at the top, and it is built according to sacred geometry. And it is a high aspect ratio pyramid, which gives it the ascension consciousness. Here's the shape of most pyramids on the planet. And the Great Pyramid of Giza is a stabilizing energy, but it doesn't lift you into ascension consciousness. So as I talked about before, that 600 is the magical threshold point. Now, we have already created the pyramids for being imprinted, and they are also at the 600. So take a look here. There's the bamboo. Isn't that fabulous? As you look at how high they are going there, I'm going to pause it for a second. Whoops. Let me go back. Take a peek there. You see the men? There's one at the top, 2, 3. There's another guy down here, and there's more down on the ground, and they're handing up the bamboo on a scaffolding. And every day I send a prayer to them that they are safe, because they're playing music when they're working, by the way, and it's uplifting, joyful music. Now I want to show you the black stripes here. What we have done on this pyramid is the new part of the technology. The pyramid is using ancient building materials. This is 5-inch diameter bamboo. However, at every intersection where the stress loads have to be supported by more tubes of bamboo, we have added carbon fiber. That's the black. That carbon fiber is reinforcing the strength of the bamboo. There's another photo coming up for you. So take a look at this. These are pegs. I have instructed the architects that we will not use metal in the construction of this pyramid. I don't want anything to interfere with the pure radiance and the radiation of peace. So we've had to be very innovative. And so some of the ways we're joining things together are through composite pegs. And again, the carbon fiber together with wood and other materials is creating a method of joining the structure together. So take a peek here. I just love this photo. This is Tosa Blue Mountain taken at above the Triple Goddess Lakes. And if you look at the Triple Goddess Lakes just behind the flowers, you'll see that they are organized with a DNA labyrinth. So each of these pools of water has a small pyramid in it. You can just see it there. See the pyramid? There are 3 pyramids of the same design as the giant pyramid. When you walk this when you walk this labyrinth, you are walking in love and joy frequencies. The labyrinth itself is vibrating well above 500. And so you're able to walk the labyrinth suspended over the water in the presence of the Pyramid of Peace. And we'll see what happens to the vibration here once this pyramid of peace is finished. So as we continue with the slideshow, this is the small tabletop pyramid that we have constructed from South American granite, and it's backlit. Take a look at the beautiful golden
Wow.
light coming forward. And I want to back that up because it's just a very brief little video. I was just so thrilled that we were able to find a material that would receive the energetic imprint of the pyramid. So for this very first prototype, and what you're looking at is the first one ever built, we actually took it into the pyramid because it's already radiating. And then we have amplified it with previously conditioned glass pyramid. This pyramid was already conditioned. And we have backlit the granite with an LED light so that this becomes an object of beauty for your home. It is vibrating above 600. And this granite, one of the reasons we chose it is that it is silicon dioxide with quartz crystal. So you can't find a better energy resonator. It's just fabulous. Short of doing it out of pure quartz crystal, which would move this into the unaffordable range and also really be consuming a lot of the Earth's gift of crystal. So we have created these. We are taking orders for them. You can secure your own at EgyptianHealingRods.com. And I encourage you, anybody that is really tuning into what's happening, become a peace partner. Offer a contribution to the worldwide Minga, the global Minga, each of us helping each other. And grab one for yourself because they're really fantastic. And I'm so inspired by what the radiation of this pyramid that not only are we building a bunch of these at the end of August, because we'll be able to move them inside the Pyramid of Peace in the next couple of weeks to get the full imprint energy. They're going to be sent by DHL courier to whoever buys them so that you all can be part of the opening celebration. When we celebrate the inauguration of this pyramid on September 21, on the equinox coming up, you potentially will have one of these in your home, and you could participate with us as the elders gather. So consider the blessing of this. There is no separation. There is only radiation and love and the choice to say, yes, I will.
Yes.
I will participate. How you feeling,
There's
Jen?
so much yes, yes, yes happening in the chat. Like everybody is really excited, and so am I. And the idea that, yeah, we could have one of these pyramids in our home by September 21st, with that consecration of the pyramid. I mean, how incredible is that? And as you were sharing, I mean, you're answering some of the questions that were already popping into the chat. There were questions about, are these going to be conditioned in the pyramid? And you just answered that for us. With the granite and the crystal formation in it, I had something that popped forward, and just that I've had the blessing of looking at all of this research alongside Shri and just getting really geeked out on it. But the matrix itself, right, of this granite, or anything crystalline or water or anything for that matter, when it's in the pyramid, it changes its form. I mean, the
Yeah.
crystals actually
Well,
move.
this is a great question, and it's good to capture these learnings because, I think all of us are fascinated with crystals. Right here at our little studio, I have all kinds of crystals on the desk, and I know that, you take a look at this and you see how clear part of it is. It goes right through to the background. These crystals are radiators of energy, and that they operate outside of dimensional constraints. This is the magic of a pure quartz crystal. And whether you have it in a sphere, whether you have a generator point, or a pyramid, they all carry the capacity to radiate energy. Now, what are they radiating? I think many of you who've worked with crystals know that you can actually program them. You can take a crystal point and put it in your hands and say a prayer. You can actually program the crystal to radiate that which you're intending. Now, your intention could actually come from a pretty low level of consciousness. It could be about greed or control, and you're trying to harness more power to take over something. Or it could be from a much more love-based intention. The key here is that once objects go into the mother pyramid, the molecular structure actually changes. And the frequency of the object lifts above the human norm. As soon as we hit 500, you're operating above 95% of the population. And I know each and every one of you has touched the frequency of 500 because we know what love is. We know what joy is. But are we anchored there? Are we able to move quickly through all the coarser frequencies? And we need tools and we need communities to help us do that. So yes, the molecular structure actually changes. And our friends over in the Ukraine and also Golod in Moscow, they did studies on carbon, on steel, on crystalline materials. And not only did they witness that the electrical conductivity of these materials changed, the health of people who are in the frequency improves. The indexes, their immune function, their circulatory functions, their ability to process that which is less wholesome, their ability to rapidly process that improves. And the Russian science was so compelling that they took the crystalline material conditioned in their giant pyramid and they put it on the space station mirror. Now, NASA doesn't talk about this, and there's not a lot of respect for the Russians on the U.S. side, and nothing is fully black and white. Russians have fantastic science and some fantastic alternative health stuff, and that's what we're focusing on right now is their contribution to consciousness and health. There's some foundational work here that needs to be celebrated and used. So the actual space agency in Moscow said, it's worth the wait because, when you go up in space, everything is weighed, everything is controlled. It was worth the wait to put the crystalline energized substances on the space station because the cosmonauts were losing body mass being for extended periods in zero gravity. And this was their way of staying healthy. So they recognized the science. But, there's one other thing to recognize. Let me show you another little graphic here. So we call this the cycle of recognition. And it's very basic and very simple that we all love to feel emotional joy. The happiness that we get from an ice cream cone, the happiness we get when we wake up and the flu symptoms are gone, and there's nothing wrong with that. Emotional joy is indeed a buoyancy, but more powerful than that, more powerful in affecting your consciousness are the energies of fear and anger. So consider that cycle shown by the arrows there, that fear and anger are actually generated out in the density world and constantly being generated, constantly bombarding our planet with either fear or anger, judgment. And so it's up to you, each and every one of us, to cultivate our joy and to lift into gratitude, because gratitude is more powerful than fear or anger. Gratitude is the recognition that we have a choice. Gratitude is the recognition that we are not a victim of external circumstances. And when we begin to anchor in that gratitude, we discover the authentic joy. The authentic joy is the joy of conscious awakeness, conscious being. And once again, this comes back to the pyramid, but it also comes to your spiritual practice and to the commitment you make to keep walking through that which would hold you back. Not to give in to the illusion, but to smile at it and say, oh, what joy, I get to choose again. What joy, I get to take a breath. I get to remember who I am. And the waters part and the calmness comes back. This is an exciting time. We're in such an amazing time to be alive. Hey, Jess, are there more questions or comments?
Yeah, there is. And, just when you say it's an exciting time to be alive, I just am thinking, no kidding. And just that reminder that we never made it this far before. Like, we are doing things that we have never all done before in this experience in this way. And I'm just feeling so blessed to be here sharing it with everybody right now. I have a lot of, yeah, beautiful love, support. Let's see. Ava was asking about the granite pyramids. Will those also support changing the water crystals or formation of water if you were to
Uh,
have water near those?
Absolutely. So I haven't designed it yet, but imagine you have the pyramid and that you have a little plexiglass stand. Now, you can make this yourself. You get the pyramid in your home, and right up near the top, I'm going to make a little plexiglass round stand that you can put water bottles on. So the reason I'm saying plexiglass is I don't want metal, and I like transparent, so the radiance of the pyramid can still be felt. But you can take your water bottle and put it there, and put it there before you go to bed, and in the morning you will have water that is operating at a much higher level, that is more health giving than any other water coming out of your tap or through a filtration system. And so that's the easy way to do it. Another way you can do that is through some sort of wicker plant stand that you could put, and have a little shelf. I know that we can all be creative, but just figure out how you're going to get your water near the top. Now, water down below will still benefit, but this is part of the science of the pyramids. There's a reason the Egyptians located the queen's chamber at roughly 12% of the height and the king's chamber at 18% of the height. This wasn't just, we'll put it there. No. There is a vortex of energy that is in that top third of the pyramid. And that vortex of energy begins at around the 14% of the height level. So you want to lift the bottles up to get, why not get the full value of what the pyramid's radiating? And if you don't have a little stand, I'll just locate it next to it, leave it there an extra day, and it'll lift.
Hmm. Really exciting. Will the anything that's been charged in the pyramids? There's been a question about does it maintain that conditioning once you remove it from the vicinity of the pyramid? So your water or these
Well,
pyramids, yeah.
there are discernments here. When we're talking about crystalline substances, such as the Egyptian healing rods, many people have been working with the Egyptian healing rods, and they are truly valuable tools, not only to support your health, but to open your consciousness. And we use the Egyptian healing rods in Avesa balancing. Avesa quantum healing uses pyramids and rods. And the reason is it's holding that frequency to call people into their expanded state of being. It's one thing to say, I want to be more awake. It's another thing to feel it, to feel the energy of alignment and awakening. So, to more specifically on your question, crystalline substances will become imprinted with the charge of the master pyramid and will radiate that forever.
Wow.
Water will not. Water is a gift from nature that says, I am fluid, I am available, and if we imprint the water and structure it, that water will hold the structure for a day or so. Now, the or so is depending on where you put your water bottle. Because if you set your water bottle near your TV, guess what? That energy is going to plummet right back down to the frequency of density very quickly. If you keep your water bottle in the fridge or on your person, then you're going to be sustained for a couple of days by that conditioned water. But then if it just sat there and you're not doing anything, it will become ambient. It will join the frequency of your home. So that's good news, bad news. Bad news is, well, it fell down, but you can bring it back up. Good news is it receives your intentions. Masiolo, I'm butchering the name. He brought this to our awareness years ago that praying over water, putting a mandala print on water affects the quality of the water. That's absolutely true. But what he may not have fully explained is the power of the prayer or the power of the mandala. When it's offered outside of density, it has a much greater effect. And this is the power of the Master Pyramid, that the imprint that is given is more potent, more comprehensive, and more complete than anything an ordinary person can do through an ordinary prayer. It doesn't mean your prayers aren't powerful. It means the water recognizes the potency of the frequency that's given to it. And it'll last a little longer, it'll lift a little higher.
What I love that's incredible is you're sharing about the water too, is that that is going to be a big feature of this pyramid and the ones to come, is that
Yes.
we will have water available inside. And I know you're designing an incredible way to energize that water even further and bring that, and people can come and receive that water and that blessing. So I think that's important too.
Yeah, we're designing a water bottle that will hold the frequency for a longer period of time. We're also designing a water treatment system. So it's one thing to have the pyramid in your home and you can put your water bottles there and it will help you. It will really help you. We're also designing a 7-foot tall pyramid that can go into your garden. Or it can go in your house if you got room in your living room for a nice big tall pyramid. It's really good for a healing center. And so it's part of the Avesa Oasis, the healing centers. But inside that pyramid, there is some special geometrical and crystalline tubing to structure the water. So if you were to acquire one of these pyramids for your garden and you ran your garden hose through it and you watered your plants with this water, they will grow faster, they will lift far further, you will have more fruit, you will have all the benefits that have been talked about in every pyramid book ever written. And there's about 4 of them out there, and they're all based on the equilateral pyramid of Giza geometry. Every single author has demonstrated that food will last longer and vegetables will grow faster using pyramid water. But this technology, the high aspect radio pyramid, amplifies that significantly. And so the water that is circulated through what we refer to as crystal boost technology, where we're actually creating sacred geometry shapes using crystals in the tubes to really imprint the water with the blueprint, the divine blueprint, that water will knock your socks off. And that's going to be available to everyone in October. Can't show it to
Incredible.
you yet.
It's so incredible, and there is just so much excitement in the chat. A lot of questions did get answered from our conversation, but I can tell people are ready for the pyramid book, more pyramid conversations. It's like everyone's so excited and so much love for you in here too, and everything that you've been creating, Shri. It really is incredible. And I mean, I can't believe we're almost at the end of our hour. So I know that there's so much more to be shared here and so much more conversation to be had.
Well, there's so many
Yeah.
wonderful topics for this community to share, and this is why we're here every Sunday, and this is why our Monday gatherings exist. We smile as we refer to our Monday gatherings as Monday Magic, because they are magical and they're expanding now beyond that initial template. And so join us tomorrow, Monday, for the 8/8 celebration, because this is indeed a powerful moment where you can participate in the gift of this time. And the Pyramid Project, please go visit Sri and Kira and take a deeper look. We do need contributors. This is not a single person saying, here you go. This is a community of awake beings saying, I will collaborate and I will participate. I will help this energy to become known more fully on this planet, because people forget. Just a couple of days ago, we had the meditation on the anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima, and people forget the tragic application of technology and the harm that can come from that, as opposed to the wholesome application of technology and the good that can arise from it. All it takes is positive attention with discernment to decide which technologies are life affirming and which technologies are best left dormant. And in order to help humanity as a whole, and to help these countries that have all of these arsenals and things, in order to in a positive way influence their choices. It's good to resonate the love and the peace. It's good to resonate these frequencies into these communities so that all beings can make an informed choice. And this is why we're here, beloved, to help you make informed choices, to help you access your own spiritual DNA, and from that place, discover the joy and the peace that are your birthright. So, beloved ones, thank you for being here today. Thank you for contributing your love into the chat and participating. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 8 Lions Gate. Be there.
Namaste.